whenever you're in that kind of situation where somebody is disrespecting you, chipping at your self-esteem, talking you down, you need to walk away from it. And you need to tell yourself that I cannot accept this. Rehearse how you will not accept it. My sister, the scriptures already say you have to submit to your husband. Do you want to now be with somebody who does not respect you? Like, you already want him to respect you, then you are submitting out of obeying the scriptures, because the man always has to take, responsibility and be in front, and you have to support and submit. So you don't want to be with somebody who is already trying to lord it over you in the first place. Like, you don't want to be somebody who is insecure and telling you, do you know who I am? I'm the head of this family, or trying to tell you that, like, because you are a woman, so you're not valuable. And hey, about the submission matter, you are to submit only to your husband. You are not submitting to any other man. Because I had one naughty boy, he was telling me one time that, is that how you be doing to your husband? I'm like, Ogbeni, guy, you are not my husband. I will submit to my husband. I submit to my husband, but I do not submit to any other man. Of course, I submit to authority. But then, the fact that any other person is a man does not call for submission from me. Bam. Okay, let's move on. So the next thing you want to work on is, like, recognizing people that appreciate you and being content with them, like being content with staying there. You don't want to be in an environment of where people are, where you don't want to be where somebody is condescending. So you want to, like, celebrate those that celebrate you, and, like, with confidence, walk away from any kind of thing that condescends you, and be satisfied with those relationships that appreciate you. Be satisfied with those relationships that appreciate you. Practice with your friends. These things I'm saying, you can practice with your friends before the guy shows up. Like, you need to be aware of these things first, so that by the time something is going, like, not right, you can recognize those things, right? I think those are some of the things that were helpful for me. Like I said, it's not like I had it all perfect from the beginning, but I was already aware that there was a way I did not want to be treated, and there was a way I want to be treated. And beware, those people that tell you, I respect you, I really do, I swear, I respect you, after they have done nonsense, after they have touched you, after they've done things that you don't want, and they're like, I really respect you. And when somebody respects you, you know. They don't have to say, I greatly respect you, I honor you. You just know. So when they have to reinforce those things, and then in that moment you're already feeling disrespected. For example, just shouted at you, or he just slapped you, give you one, like, just lights you small, and then while he's apologizing, like, I really love you, I respect you, run away with your leg touching the back of your head. Don't stay there. I understand it can be difficult to leave. I understand you might not be able to up and leave immediately like that, but you already need to accept that this is wrong. This is below your standards. This is absolutely below what God wants for you. So you need to be ready to walk away from anything that looks different from what God wants for you, anything that looks different from what you are confessing, and leave. And don't look back, else you'll become a bag of salt. Just kidding. Where did that come from? Okay, just kidding. So the next thing you want to do, that I already sort of mentioned, is that you have to look like what you want to attract. I mean, you cannot look trashy and say you are looking for a God-fearing man. God-fearing and trashy do not meet. God-fearing men do not find trashy girls attractive. All they can see is trashy. The people who find you attractive and they're like, ooh, sexy, hey, babe, those people that do that thing, they are not God-fearing men. They are not the people God wants for you. They are not the kind of men you are confessing, my dear. So don't look like them. Like, you are dressed the way you are dressed. So I saw this program on TV one time, and it was a dating show. I think Nigerians, they were trying to delve into a real reality kind of dating show thing, and there were 3 girls, and they asked them to talk about the kind of guys they want and blah blah blah. And then when she was to say something to impress the guy, because the 3 girls would now say why the guy should pick them, she mentioned, I'm this, I'm that, I'm good in bed, I'm blah blah blah. And then when she was now mentioning the kind of guy she wants, before that part, she was saying, I want a God-fearing man, a responsible man, ain't going to go. And you're already selling your ashawoness. Pardon my French. You're already selling the fact that you are good in bed, which means that you already want to do something that is against God's precepts. You do not look anything like a God-fearing man can see and attract. Of course, by the end of the show, when the guy was speaking, the guy picked her, and then he said you could not wait to have a good time with her in bed. That kind of guy, did you want to marry her? Please tell me, what did you want to marry her? What's the answer? No! Big no. He was not interested in marrying her. He was interested in the qualification in her CV for a good time in bed, and that would be it. My girls, my sisters, I love you. I love you. And I'm just telling you, when God says not to do some things, it is for our own benefit. Apart from the fact that it chips at your self-esteem and all of those things that happen when you go out, have sex outside marriage and all of those things, there are some health issues that can come with having multiple sex partners. I'm not here to educate about sex or anything. I'm just saying the best thing to do is simply stay with God and look like what you want to attract. Don't forget, I'm not saying look tacky. I'm not saying look rough. I'm not saying just do one hair or just wear one slippers or just wear one big skirt or just like look anyhow. I'm saying look good but decent. Look amazing. Look gorgeous but modest. Have nice weaves if you use weaves. If you don't, let your hair be neat. Use makeup if you use makeup. If you don't, look alright. Look alright. Just smell good. What is the law against smelling good? I mean, wear nice shoes. Don't let your feet be dusty. Don't let your skin be white with harmattan. Don't smell. It is appalling. Breath or body, do not smell. You can chase away your man of God like that. I'm telling you. Even if God said, he would just say, eh? God cannot say, God forbid this one, that she would just say, hi, and then I'll be faint. Please. So the next thing you want to do, you need to set some boundaries in your space. I know I sort of talked about it in the last video about setting boundaries in your mind, because if it's not in your mind, it won't manifest. But you need to set some boundaries in your space. These boundaries is not just, don't touch me. The person is already touching you. Don't leave me now. What are you doing? Like, it should be clear. Like, this does not happen. And when it happens, like, you don't find this funny. Like, random people cannot just be slapping your butt and you be laughing. We are just playing. My dear, this is a serious matter. You cannot do that. There is boundary of touch. Practice with your friends, your male friends, or whoever it is that is in your vicinity. They cannot overhug you. You know when the hug is getting too over. You also need boundaries in your conversation. Somebody cannot be asking you, what underwear? What's the color of your panties? And you're like, it is red. Oh, so sexy. Oh, thank you. What are you doing? And then you will not carry confession and say, my husband comes, this and that, he's a good man. Those kind of things don't attract good men. It is repulsive to good men. I'm telling you. It might seem like, because you're opening everywhere, the person is attracted and you're enjoying the lust. That thing is nothing more than lust, and that's what you're enjoying, and it is short-lived. Even if the person ends up marrying you, it is short-lived. It doesn't get satisfied, so the person will chase it outside and you'll be wondering, what does she have that I don't have? Because you have, come on board with your value, your sense of value being just in your body. My sister, all the quite dangerous. You need to talk like what you want. So when people are gathering and saying that there's no good guy there, this guy did that guy did that guy did that guy did that, like, you need to just put in focus what you are confessing and be like, my own man is a good man. My man does not cheat. My man is committed to me and only me. My man finds only me attractive. My man enjoys sex with only me. My man enjoys purpose with only me. We do ministry together. If you want to do ministry, we find God's purpose together. We do this together. You really need to have it in the front of your mind, because the world is loud with what is not. And then the stories of infidelity is everywhere. It's just every single thing is thinking about it. And you don't want that in your space. So you need to having done all these things, you need to talk it consistently. You don't have to talk in the faces of those that are saying it. If you can talk it, please, by all means, counter it. Like, no, I find a good man. I'm putting all my egg in the basket of God. It cannot break in God's basket. Finally, you need to change your company. I mean, you cannot be around the people that are doing what you want to walk away from and say you're the different one. You have to leave. You might not throw them away or burn the bridges, but make sure there is a very long bridge, right? So don't forget, recognize your value and then increase your value and do every of those things. There might be more that you know. If there are more that you want to share with me, leave them down below in the comment section and I will gist with you. But this is all I'm sharing for this video. Thank you for coming back. If you like what you've heard, give this video a big thumbs up. And I want to know what buzzed out at you in this video in the comments. Share, because you don't know who would really need this right now. Thank you for watching, and I'm going to be seeing you on the next video. Subscribe, hit notifications, so you know when I post the next video.